Now we're back to learning JavaScript and Exercism. This time I'm going to show the solution for matching brackets, or at least my solution. We want to check a certain string and see if we've got pairs of certain brackets. We've got three types of brackets: regular ones, the square ones, and the curly ones. And whenever we've got pairs, we want to return true, otherwise it's false. So we gotta find a way to push and pop. Push, for example, right here adds a new item to the end of an array, and pop takes away the last element of an array. So we can use these two methods to compare pairs. At least that's what I've done to solve this exercise. At first, we'll define a variable, let me call it str for string. So this is what we are passing to our function. We've got some numbers and possibly even letters in between, so we want to get rid of that first to only compare our brackets. So I use str, then str.replace, and I want to replace everything but our brackets. So we can use these regex, regular expressions, use the G flag, so the global flag. Therefore we can get rid of all of the numbers and not just one, or the first one. Then we need our square brackets, and in between I define the caret. You can find that at the top left of the keyboard. We need the square brackets and a backslash. Then our curly brackets and the regular brackets. So this code line defines that we're going to replace everything but the brackets. Therefore the brackets will only be stored in str from now on. For example, here in the test you see there are also letters, so we've gotten rid of that with code line 7. Now let me declare a new variable. It's a simple array that we're going to use to store our brackets temporarily in, so that we can compare if we have pairs or not. I'll call it stack. Now we want to cycle through our string. We can use a for in loop for that. So let me use for. Let c of str. So we're going through every position in our string after it has been filtered so that we only have brackets inside of it. And now we can use, for example, a switch to check our C position in our str. And now we'll need 6 cases for the 6 brackets that we've got. Our first case would be stack.push, and I'll use this opening regular bracket. So if this is the C position, we want to push it to our stack, which is the empty array right here. Afterwards we need a break. And then we'll have to check for the closing bracket. Again, we use our stack, and this time we'll use the pop method. This one's going to remove the last element. We want to return false if this pop method is unequal to the bracket. So stack.pop unequal to the opening bracket. So we're checking for the pairs, and if in the 16th code line we don't have an opening bracket that corresponds, with the closing bracket, it's going to be false and then broken. So this way we know that we don't have a pair, and now we only have to copy paste this for the other two brackets. So the square brackets right here, opening, then closing case. And don't forget to change it here for pop. It should be the opening square. And then the curly brackets for the final pair. Here's the opening, we want to push it. Closing case needs to compare to the opening to know if we have a pair. Let me check. Obviously we want to push the C, so I've forgotten to add that here. So if we've got this opening bracket, we want to push it to our stack array. So don't forget to add the C inside of the push. And now we should be good. Let me check. We need to return it right here. And now our stack should be empty if we only had pairs, because it's constantly getting pushed and then popped. So if this is equal to 0, it should return true, and therefore we know that we only had pairs. But if there is a bracket inside because we didn't have pairs, it's unequal to 0, and therefore it would return false. Let me check for maybe test 11. So here's the first bracket that gets pushed. It's the first C position. So it will be this case right here in line 24. It will be pushed to our stack. Afterwards, this square bracket gets pushed. Then we've got right here a closing regular bracket, and then it's checked if there's an opening bracket to it, and it's not, therefore we've got false returned, and this would already indicate that we've got an unmatching brackets str, and therefore return stack.length wouldn't be equal to 0 and false would be returned. So this is the way you can read this code in simple terms. On this I can solve matching brackets on Exercism. I hope this video was helpful, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.